Hello, iJustine. It is I, the extraordinary Rayman, because my opinion is just that interesting. Really, Edward Scissorhands freaked you out. What a coincidence! It freaked me out too as a little kid. It's not the main movie that freaked me out, but it is uh, a movie that messed me up. Messed me up is sort of a strong word. Allow me to elaborate. When I was about 4 or 5, whenever the movie came out, I believe it was early 90s. But when I saw it, I was about maybe 4 or 5. It was on TV, my dad was watching it, and against every parent's better judgment, I would assume, he let me watch it. I liked it. It looks nice, it sounded nice, back before I really cared about cinematography or music. And then everything kind of sort of came crashing down near the end. During the final confrontation when he stabs that guy. And I'm just kind of like, oh my god. Nowadays it's nothing violent. I see that kind of stuff, you know, walking down the street every day. But as a little kid, it was pretty intense because that's a bad way to die, and it's for a movie of my time, of that time, it was pretty graphic for me. But now that I'm older, I just love that movie to death. Um, but the movies that really freaked me out as a kid were pretty much any movie my grandma showed to me that my parents would have never let me watch. And that's what's awesome about my grandma. She doesn't care about stuff like that. I will swear in casual conversation with my grandma. She doesn't care. My parents will lose their minds over that kind of thing. Anyway, the point of that is to point out that my grandma's awesome. Anyway, the movies were Arachnophobia and The Birds. Both, in retrospect, are nothing. But, first, The Birds. Whatever, okay, it was birds attacking people. As a little kid, I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty weird, but I'm not that disturbed by it. But there's one part where one of the characters goes into the house of another character, and the house has been destroyed by the birds or something like that. It's been years since I've seen it. I apologize. They find the body of the occupant, and their eyes are poked out, and it's pretty bloody. And even my grandma was like, okay, enough of this. And we stopped watching it. I actually didn't see it for years. Not because I was so very disturbed by it or anything, I just never got around to watching it. And then there was Arachnophobia. That movie messed me up. Because, unlike Jaws, you get out of the water, perfectly safe. Spiders, you can't get away from a spider unless you go into water, and then you have to worry about Jaws. If you go into space, you gotta worry about aliens. But, whatever. I was paranoid about sitting in a chair. I'd be like, lift up the cushion, look underneath. Ow, that hurt my neck. Oh, that was weird. Anyway, yeah, I was paranoid about anything because you don't know. There could be a spider under there. There could be a spider under there. You never really know. Um, and not only when they bit you, it was a weird. It looked to be a painful death. And then you got all like rotten looking. So yeah. But I love that movie too now. Even though I know it gets a lot of crap, but I think it's a good movie. Also, it was the first movie I think I ever saw as a kid where there was like a shower scene with a lady in it. But now that I'm an adult, I can be distinguished and mature about things like that. And I think it is a rather quality piece of entertainment. Anyway, that's it. This is the Extraordinary Rayman signing off. I'll see you next time.